Introducing the all-new BYD Sea Lion 7, the luxury electric SUV that's changing the game. Book your free test drive today at the BYD showroom in Sheffield.
Dr. Steelhammer, Vladimir Klitschko, and Dr. Iron Fist, Vitaly Klitschko, Shannon the Cannon Briggs, and Butterbean, Cruiserweight King Jai Opetaia.
After the success of our recent Ring Kings series, Anthony Joshua discusses why we don't make more of that type of content.
That's what I'm trying to say. So the creativity is from the mind, no? But why can't you do more of it?
Time, money, action.
What do you say? Can you see? Okay, let's sit down.
Yeah, we're talking.
They want you to sit down as well. Come.
Easy.
Come over. Yeah, come on. What are you saying?
Talking time, money, all that kind of stuff.
Time, money and all that stuff, yeah?
We're talking about why I'm not doing more of that kind of stuff.
If it works.
I'll give you this example. Me personally, Alexander Usyk right now doesn't do many interviews with anyone.
Yeah.
But he's giving me so much of his time.
Yeah.
That's from trust.
Yeah, exactly. So that's trust. So that's what I'm trying to say is that imagine having a media outlet called
AJTV.
TBM, Trusted Boxing Media, because it's like I want to trust you guys. I know when I come to this platform, it's a platform that I can trust. That's maybe what we need to create, is a bit more trust, because I think that's probably the issue now, is people subconsciously, because we don't say that people are scared, because really news is here today and gone tomorrow, but I think that there is an element where people are subconsciously conscious of what they say on camera.
Can I ask you though, AJ, how much do you watch of like the interviews that go out? Because I don't know what boxers are like.
I watch it all. It's impossible to watch all, but I watch things like, I watch interviews, yeah. Like, as I said, like if you go on my YouTube history, as we'll do here, if you look here, so like, I watched the Martin Bakole inside Martin Bakole's camp. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So, and then this might come up. I might recap. You can see I watched part of that now. So you can see like, how much do I watch? I watch a lot, but I watch what interests me. I don't watch everything.
I'll give you an example. Like, this is not me personally, but obviously when you rock up at a venue, people are going to get a minute, 2 minutes with you, and they need like a soundbite, whether it's Tyson Fury FU or Usyk FU, and they'll run with that.
That's why people don't want to do it, because.
But let me finish. Not every media outlet does that, and I'm speaking for myself here. I don't do that, and I don't think.
You don't want a soundbite.
No, but I don't think you'd ever find me stitching you up with a soundbite.
I think all press is good press, because it keeps your name in the limelight. I think when you need press, you're going to do anything for it. Do you know what I'm saying? I need that soundbite, so I'm like, let's go. But just on that, as I said, if you want to get that personal connection, I think trust is important. Even if I tell you, listen, I need sound bites in my interview, bro. All that shit you're putting out making me look good, I don't need that shit. I need sound bites. At least you've got that relationship where I'm getting something out of this. I think that's the key.
I could do with you that I think you'd talk about things you probably not spoke about before.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a great time as well, because people get to see the people behind the gloves, innit? Like, look what's happened with F1. F1's really picked up because the Netflix documentary, people got to see the drivers behind the helmet, like, oh, who is he? Oh, he's got a personality. They used to just see drivers with a Mercedes logos printed. So it is important to open yourself up to the public, and hopefully people can buy into you as a person, not just a fighter. So yeah, good questions are always helpful. They are, yeah.
I follow your Snapchat a lot, and you put a lot of deep sentences.
Your Snapchat is different. It's different.
You know what it is? I'll quote this. On my Snap, nothing's ever personal. I always tell people, yeah, don't go to Snap or social media to air out your personal feelings. I don't believe in it. I think it's wrong. But I do have some good conversations with people, and then what I do, when I hear something, I'm like, wait, say that again. And I write it, because I've got to like it to write. I don't just write everything that I speak about, but there's some cool stuff when people say to me. And with the death thing, I don't know, I just look at life and I'm just like, man, it's crazy. Like, all of this stuff here, believe it or not, is a big distraction, in my opinion, because in the grand scheme of things, like everything that I chase and everything that I want to own to make me feel relevant on this earth is not so important, because I can't take it with me. That's what's guaranteed is death. All that's going to be important is kind of like just living to the best of our capability.
Let me ask you this.
Ain't it mad how fast life will go? We'll be old, and one day all that will matter is living to the best of our capability. Like I went to see my granddad the other day, and he's very old now. And I was just thinking, like, all that matters to him probably is who's looking after him at his elderly age, because he can't really look after himself anymore. But it's mad that at one stage in his life, like going to work was the most important thing ever, and now to that business he's nothing because he's too old, and to him that work relationship he had with his life is nothing. It's not. So
let me ask you this, OJ. You know, when you put that video up a while ago, you said, "I want God to shine light on me." You had some verses from the Quran playing in the background. The internet blew up. Obviously, you would have had loads of people asking you questions about your faith and what you believe, etc. And I know you've said before you're always searching. Where's your search took you so far?
I'm a born like and raised Christian, but then what I realized for me is I've seen people who are Muslim, Buddhist, Jewish. I've met some really good people from all religions and all walks of life, and I felt like it opened me up to realize that. And I've met people as well that disrespect other people's religion just for their faith, not personality or characteristics, because they believe in something opposite. I've seen people be very disrespectful, and I realized for me now I'm gonna go down more of a path of respecting people for who they are, innit, not because of their religion. So it helped me a lot in my life to be a bit more open-minded. And what else is it, I think, with religion? And if you look back in history, there's a lot of things that have come before religion. Religion's so young in the grand scheme of things. Catholicism, yeah, religion's really young. So there's a long history of spirituality, tribalism, which we all live by way before religion. And I respect what I'm saying. I respect everyone for their views and opinions on life. And I feel like humans think they know it all, but we don't. We're very limited in our way of thinking and our way of interpreting the way the world works. We're very limited.
A lot of people have casted opinion about, you know, when you've got a fight coming up, you ring up people, ask them about the opponent.
Me?
Yeah. I think I've seen people mention where you might ring up 3-4 different people, ask them.
Who?
I don't know, for example, might ring up Spencer Oliver, ask him, you know, what do you think of like this opponent?
Spencer Oliver about opponents? Nah, man.
Do you like to ask?
I talk to Spencer Oliver in general.
Inquisitive. But
Always.
knowledge is power, isn't it?
110%. This is the thing. Okay, someone said it to me. They're like, "Oh, like, I feel like when you ask questions, it shows a sign of weakness in a way." I said, "Me?" I said, "Weakness." I said, "What you should do is look at me and copy me." I said, "Look where I've come from and look where I am now. There's nothing weak about this journey." So I said, like, let your ego go. And I said, one of my biggest things in life is I think you should always ask for help. I think asking for help goes a long way, because you never know who's sitting next to you. Some people got too big egos to just be inquisitive and say, "How did you manage to, you know, retire your mum? How did you manage to get your kids a better education? How did you manage to take yourself from being addicted to alcohol to focusing on your health?" And some people just would rather sit there looking at people with a bad eye, you know, rather than being open and like admiring someone like that. So yeah, for me, I'm always inquisitive. And the thing is as well, I call it like a sieve. So I have a big sieve, and I sieve out the shit, and then I finally find like a diamond. You know?
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Sorry?
You explained it. That's basically what I wanted.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it, really. It's like a sieve out all this shit, and then you're left with diamonds and gold.
Let me ask you, obviously, when you were the first 18 fights, you were world champion, everyone wanted to get to know you, but when that first loss came, how many people were still there with you?
Everyone.
Okay. Because people say people
now.
Okay.
Everyone's still with me now, man. You see, I'm out on the street with people. Do you know what I mean? So the love's real. I go to places where people tell people don't go. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm live on the street, so the love's 10-10. There's hate as well. You gotta watch yourself and know how to move. That's important. You gotta know how to move and know your surroundings. But at the same time, like, the energy that I feel is real. And God willing, it's not fake, innit? Because I'll be a fool if that's the case. The love I see is solid. People are genuine. Like, look, in hindsight, I wish I had a career that just went skyrocketing up and it stayed that way, but that wasn't the road that God had planned for me. I've had a few knocks and I've had a few successes as well, and that's just how it's been for me, and I'm making the most of it, innit? No complaining, you know? So
What would you say you've learned to deal with losses and bad situations better?
I always knew how to deal with losses, in a sense, like, obviously you see me frustrated sometimes, but
You're trying.
yeah, there's been great men that have come before me that have had losses, so I just learned from them, to be fair. I knew if it does happen to me, how to deal with it. The loss, like, the frustration more came, like, you see, like when Conor Benn lost, if you could merge a clip together, when I lost to Usyk and I was out of the title race, because I kind of created that road to undisputed, I was looking around like, I felt like alone in the ring, and I was, when you feel alone, you're gonna either fight or flight. So I chose to fight, and I just kind of got all the anger that was built up in me, and I was ready to just unleash it, really. Where I think Conor had his dad to kind of like hold him. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Where I felt like I'm a lone soldier in my mind, and I'm just ready to take on the world in a way.
You're still learning even though you're 30 odd.
Everyone's still learning. Everyone will continue to learn, yeah.
But I could get your opinion on Dubois, Usyk too.
I don't want to talk about that.
What about Wilder? He's coming back again. What about Wilder? Who do you enjoy watching?
My stance on all this stuff, like.
What about the young fighters that are coming through? Who do you enjoy watching?
You don't enjoy watching? I watch more of the old timers. Yeah, I watch more of the old timers.
What's your head to Camacho?
Yeah. I've been watching a bit of Pernell Whitaker recently. I did saw Riddick Bowe. Yeah, I watched a few of the old timers, yeah.
I'll ask you one final question for myself. How much fire is left in that belly of yours to carry on doing what you're doing?
Not enough. You've got to rebuild it though. All it is just focus. I've got a very active mind in it. I do a lot of stuff. But what I'm doing now is consolidating everything, stripping it back, and like, let's say you've got a phone that's fully charged. I always try and give examples. A phone that's fully charged, but you're using it for so many different apps. You're gonna drain the battery. You know, sometimes you've got to swipe up and then close all your apps to save battery. So I'm closing all the apps and putting all my energy where it needs to. So yeah, that's it really. How much fire have I got? Not enough if I want to be world champion. I've got to focus. And that's the message for all the youngsters out there is, yo, fucking get your head in the game. Like, do not get distracted by anything. Anything. Nothing's more important than this. Unfortunately, I'm talking about relationships with your family. Put your life into boxing. It's about energy, yeah? You're either going to pour energy as a fighter into people to lift them up, or people are going to pour energy into you to lift you up. So what I'm saying, all this other stuff that we end up doing as fighters is actually taking energy away from us. You need to be around people and put yourself around things that will lift your energy. So yeah, I like Teofimo Lopez. Yeah, because I feel like his energy, he's lifted up his energy. I don't know about his spirituality or anything, but what I say as a fighter, you kind of fight how you live. That's a slogan I say, and I feel like he is actually embodying his lifestyle, vibrant, rejuvenated, and he's showing that in his skills.
Last question for you, AJ. I really appreciate the time you give me today. You never ever turn up wearing bling, expensive clothes. I don't know what you're wearing there, but what is it?
It's a light.
Little AP.
Tourbillon, AP, Black.
So, I mean, know that you're very.
What do they say? Leave some comments. Let us know what you think of this kettle. I don't really wear kettles too tough, but I got some good ones. Yeah, this is an AP.
You're not showing your wealth, etc. Because
I ain't got no money. I'm broke, baby.
Like you're never in a Lamborghini or a fast.
You know what it is? Do you want me to be real? Do you want me to be real? So what we got to remember is when you first start out as a professional, a successful career will last 12 years. When you look on BoxRec and you research a lot of people's careers, you'll see that they fight for around 12 years. And within that period of time, there's a lot that you need to achieve. So that goes without taking any losses. That goes without having any injuries. We had COVID. So I understood that there are many hurdles during this 12-year period. And so I looked at it and I thought, you go from when you first start to when you have your highlight years to when you start to decline. And along that journey, you get presented with Lamborghinis, Rolls Royces, and different opportunities to spend your cash. Not forgetting about the important things like taking care of your mum, your kids, my grandkids one day, God willing, charity, all these type of expenses. And I think if you're like at a stage where you're at the peak of your career, you earn £1 million, but you're spending 500, 600 grand of that. The problem is that when you start declining, you become accustomed to a lifestyle of 500 to 600 grand. But that £1 million now changes to 400 grand. But you're still spending 500, 600 grand, but you're earning 300, 400 grand. So there's a bit of a discrepancy, yeah. And as fighters, we didn't come from an educated background, but I also understood the dynamics of the industry I'm in, and unfortunately, like the guys I looked up to were really good at their sport, but I didn't make such savvy business decisions. And I looked at people when they retire, hence why I looked at like let's say for example Pablo Escobar, as I did certain fighters where they achieved so many great things financially. Not saying drug dealing is good, but they achieve great heights, but they end up getting arrested and they lose everything. Boxers achieved world championship status. There was a time when being a world champion was just like being a president, but ultimately when they retire, they realized that they had nothing to show for it. So for me, yeah, I could get Lamborghinis, but ultimately I could get Bugattis, but I think to myself, in the long run, how am I going to sustain that? So if my outgoings are still 500, 600 grand, how do I use this money to generate 800, 900 grand a year? So that's kind of where I'm at the minute. And what people need to remember, investing your money takes a long time to make a return. You don't invest your money. Anything that you're going to make money on quick comes with high risk. And with me, why I don't like taking too many high risk investments is because I can't go back and fight Dylan White. You know what I'm saying? I can't go back to 2015, so I can't really risk it. So what I'm trying to do is do a bit more shrewd investing, long-term investing, and I feel my strategy will pay off in the long run. So I'm thinking more so like when I'm 60, 70, when my son's 30, 40, yeah, it's not so much about, I'm lit right now, I got kettles, I got whips. Don't get me wrong, I do my thing. I've made investments, I'm talking about years back anyway, that are coming to fruition now, but, so I'm thinking like that far ahead. So I'm not thinking about, I'm lit right now and I got paid because I sold out a stadium. I'm thinking about what happens when my little brother or my little nephew comes up to me and is like, Uncle, I need to go to uni. And I'm thinking, boy, I spunked all the money in London when I was younger. Like, I ain't got nothing left. He's going to look at me like, what a prick. So I just need to make sure that I keep my head on my shoulders, you know what I mean? And yeah. as I said, we got to remember we didn't come from people with more than I've got that are smarter than I am have lost everything. So what's to say God can't take it all away from me? So let me just watch how I step, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
I think I'm nearly at 45 minutes.
Yeah. I told you, I'm stripping back from all the drama around and a lot of controlling parts. Always for the better, but it's about, as I said, you fight how you live, yeah? Do you remember when I said that? So I'm going back to being free, opening up my spirit again. So you're gonna see that in the ring, innit? You live a lifestyle that will replicate how you fight, 100%.
Even if some scripture, any scripture that means something.
Any scripture? I'll keep on saying it. Just remember that not one of us that's living, that has entered this earth, has left it alive. So while you're chasing your goals and your dreams, I think you should always try and find a deeper meaning to what your life means, because the materialistic goals and achievements aren't all that glitters. I think there's more to it than that. So I think at one side, go out there and achieve everything that you can physically, but while you're doing that, don't forget how it's affecting you spiritually. That's like internally, like what's your purpose and why are you really here on earth? I know it's deep, but that's real, bro. Deep. See your critics, they're actually good because they want the best. Hey, bro. They want the best for you, right? So,
Listen,
sorry.
I'm a big fan of YouTube content.
Yeah?
What other stuff are you watching at the minute?
YouTube content?
Yeah. Boxing media.
I'm fine.
Let's see, I was watching this good document. Let's see the last thing I'm watching on my YouTube, yeah? So we do it live.
Talk about Watford. Don't talk about YouTube.
Nah, let's see the last thing I'm watching on YouTube.
Don't drop yourself in it.
Nah, I'm a straight up person. So this is my YouTube. What is it?
Boxing.
What's it full of?
Boxing.
Wisdom. Okay, then we got this. The last thing I watched. That's YouTube history, yeah?
EastEnders.
What's the last thing I watched?
EastEnders.
No, here. That's the last thing I watched, isn't it? So yeah.
What did you like about the Liam Cameron documentary? What did you like about the Liam Cameron documentary? What did you like about it?
What did I like about it? Liam Cameron documentary. I think what it shows is the real side to our sport. Someone who came from nothing and gets put on a big stage. Just shows anything's possible, bro. I like that story.
AJ, when can we expect you? Because you've got a lot of fans in the UK. You saw what Eubank and Benn did. First of all, give me your reaction to that one, man.
Huh?
Give me your reaction to Eubank and Benn. What spectacle that was. Do you feel like they lived up to their fathers' names?
Do I think they lived up to their father's names?
Eubank and Benn.
I don't know. Nah, not. But that era was different.
Did the right guy win though?
Yeah. Close fight though. I didn't want to see a draw. It was that close, but I didn't want to see a draw.
Did you get itchy knuckles?
It's better when you actually get someone win. Unfortunately, right, there's got to be one loser, one winner. Even though from where I sat, I thought boxing won that night because it was a phenomenal show. I was motivated, all that type of good stuff. There's some kid out there that got motivated by that fight that will be world champion. That's what you want, them type of fights. But I don't think it was a robbery. I think someone had to win it. It was just Eubank, innit?
Listen, I need to ask you about the ring walk though. You've done many great ring walks, but the Chris Eubank Jr. senior ring walk, what did you make of that?
Like WWE stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, WWE.
Usyk, he's got a lot of love for you. I know you exchange numbers. Have you guys exchanged messages?
Through our teams, yeah. I was going to go out to Ukraine and see what's going on out there, but yeah, it didn't happen. They pushed the timing back. It didn't align with my schedule, but so there's some people in the industry that you just don't get along with, even though you're competitors. You just don't get along with, and there's some people that you do get along with. And I think with him, I get along with him. Yeah, he's cool.
I don't know if you know him, but he's got some hidden talents. He writes poetry, and I know you can drop some bars as well.
Yeah. So maybe we can do one little duo one day, link up, poetry and rap.